this morning? Here we are. It is Friday, July 5th, 2024. And I am Tessa-Marie. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. It is a beautiful day. Good temperature, 22 degrees Fahrenheit, going up to 29. It's going to be sunny and then scattered showers. But that's Mother Nature doing her thing. What about you? Good morning, Gavi. How are you feeling today? It is a nice morning here. I wonder what your weather is like in London. And so it's Friday. Many people took it as an extra long weekend because of the American holiday yesterday. So we are here doing this. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Happy 4th of July. Did you have a great time? Cloudy in London. No, it's sunny here. Hello, Glenn. How are you this morning? How are you guys feeling today? It's 8 o'clock, so let's get the show on the road. I had an amazing day yesterday. I did a lot, and a lot came calling. So it was good. It was fun. It was a fun day. My girlfriend came to see me, and we just happened to, there's something I wanted to get at Home Depot. So I said, let's go to Home Depot to see something, that I'm looking for. So we went, and then we wandered around. And of course, we came to see a hydrangea from Quebec. It is so beautiful. I think I have it on my iPad. And that thing was so lovely that we just had to have it. And it cost $30 for that plant. We bought it. And in the heat of the afternoon, I am digging away at an elephant ear hoster, pulling it from the ground and breaking on the bleeding heart so I can dig a hole that's almost 2 feet deep. So of course I was just sweating. I did it though, and I stuck with fresh soil. I did some fertilizer. Then I sent a picture to my daughter-in-law, and I said, "Isn't that beautiful?" And she goes, "Oh my goodness, this is lovely. It looks like pearls." Hello, Angelina. Let me see if I can find the picture to show you guys. It's Friday. It's casual day. Let's have fun. It is amazing. Angela, sweetie, how are you doing this morning? It is a beautiful morning. And I don't know if he's still there. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not good. Michael will say, "Mom, clean your camera, please." So look at this. Isn't that pretty? It looks like pearls. Isn't that so? Look at it. Look at a hydrangea with petals. You have never seen that. I am so enthusiastic about this. Look at the little center. It has something that looks, it's so pretty. So anyway, I dug the hoster. My neighbor came and said, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that." I said, "Oh yeah, can you do it?" And he's skinnier than me. I don't know what, he couldn't do it. So anyway, I did it. I love it. I love it. It's so pretty. Anyway, you know me. It doesn't take much for me to love life. I love the very breath I had this morning. So, your past does not define your future. We all know that, right? We know that already. But we still let it come to us through our memories. Memories are really all from the past. There is nothing about a memory that's from anywhere else. And we do have lovely things happening that happened in the past. We had falling in love, meeting amazing people, graduating from university, college, high school, getting the job, the dream job, which is the dream job, is to not work. Having money to do everything you want to do. We all have those. But are those the ones we remember? Or do we remember when we were jilted? When the boyfriend said, or the girlfriend said, "I am no longer interested in you." Is that what we remember? Yes, we do. That's the one we remember. Good morning, Yvko. How are you this morning? How are you feeling today? Yeah, we remember the sad memories. And that's the one we drag into the present moment. And the more we take it in the present moment, the more we drag it into tomorrow. Because we already know that the choices and decisions we make today determines the life we live tomorrow. Amazing. Feeling amazing. I love that. So why do we do it then? Do you know why we do it? We are not aware. We just cannot stay in that moment called time. We cannot stay there. We have to go backwards and drag something from the past and let it control the moment. We missed the energies. We miss what is happening. We miss the person that comes to see you because they love you. We miss, like, if I'm thinking and telling you about past experiences, I will miss seeing and knowing which of you are here. I rather like it that we have people that comes just so we can call them by their name. I love it because when I call you by your name, it's a personal greeting. I am with you. Somebody asked me the other day, how do you go back on track? I have no idea. I don't know anything about how. I just know what I desire to do. And my thing is to do this. But when you come, you're a guest. You choose to be with me, to hear my voice, to see my craziness. So when you do that, I appreciate you. And that's why I go out of my way to say, hello, so-and-so, Glenn, Lisa, Angelina, Yuko, my nephew from England. And I purposely do that because you came. You didn't have to. So in the moment is that, but instead, some of us who do this thing, take the moment and we say, okay, well, yeah, it's not good. It wasn't good. Yesterday, today, all of those things. Good morning, Loretta. Hello, Lonnie. Lorna, how are you this morning? Yeah, so we take something that is negative and we do not see these lovely faces, the energy, like Lonnie talks, Loretta comes, Lisa says good morning, Glenn comes on, and my granddaughter is screaming her head off in the background, Rita shows up, and all of that. And that's the moment that matters. But no, we go back and look at the regrets. The memories bring up the past, good or bad, but we concentrate on the bad so much. Thoughts come from the brain. The brain has feeling, it feels, it remembers, and it brings those thoughts. Can we control it? Of course we can, but it's not an easy challenge. It's one that requires attention. And if you have attention, when we did, and in this private school I went to, you had to get in your uniform and you had to stand at attention. And your feet had to be so far apart, your arms, your elbow touching, you're just touching your hip. And you had to stand there like that during assembly. And what did that do? Attention is pausing. It is pausing. So a stop sign is attention. So stop. So when you see a stop sign, they'll tell you, arrête. Right? So you have to stop. So when you stop, you are pausing. And if you pause long enough, you will see that what you are going to do, just maybe you shouldn't reach for that other piece of pie. But we don't. So the same thing affects us. When our brain is going to what we were in the old days. Remember, you're not old anymore. We are young now. Our brains are learning new things. Each and every one of us, when we learn something, we are making ourselves younger. I was older, but now I am younger. The things I do now, I could not do that before. So that tells me that I have a young brain and a young mind and a young everything, a young desire to succeed, a young desire to care, to love, to cherish. And that's why I said we're younger. But we go back to get what we think that defines us. And it doesn't really define us. It has nothing to do with us. It's behind, we left it. But somehow, we always need to go and visit the past. And when we go to visit the past, we drag the worst of the past into the present. And people do that. Like, you migrated to the United States, to Canada, to England, to the world, to Timbuktu. And then when you get older, you want to go back where you came from. And I always wanted to know why it is so important for somebody to go back where they came from. Why do you want to go back there? And me, I inflect and I observe and I listen and I watch faces when people talk with me. And I look and I'm thinking, so you're going back to find what you left. Why did you leave then? Why did you leave it if you want it now? Why? Ask yourself that question, because when you go back, it is not the same. My waist is no longer 22 inches. For a lot of years it was. But it's not 22 anymore. So do I go back and try to pull 22 inches back into a person that gave birth to 3 people? Not possible. But that's what we do. We go back to where we came from. And many of us expected to have stood still while we did what we were doing in Timbuktu. And now we come back and disappointment gets in because the past is not there anymore. So we have those learnings though, but because we are not in tune in the moment, we do not see it. We do not understand it. We don't realize, okay, so hello Amma, good morning. So how are you feeling today? We are going back to find the past of our childhood, but we're really not doing that. But we are, aren't we? Because when we get there, we're so dissatisfied that it is not as it used to be. I have a brother and a sister that went back, but they actually went back with a different purpose. They just went back. One brother, actually 4 of them went back out of the 8 of us that were all scattered throughout the world. My eldest brother, Howard, went back, and these were Howard's words when he said, I am not spending my 45th birthday in Canada. I'm selling my house, and I'm going back, and I'm retiring. And I don't think that guy does anything. But he went back, my poor parents gave him land, and he built a house. And he and his wife, the wife will come to visit Canada. He does not. And I don't think I've ever seen this person do anything. I don't know what he does. Then there was the other one that was at Seneca College teaching whatever aircraft something. And he said to me, at the moment they tell me as a teacher I can leave, I am leaving and I'm going back. I'm going to raise hogs on the mountain. Okay. Or goats, something like that. And he went back. He didn't go back to be what it was. He went back so he can do something that he liked. But he had a date. They both had a date. Eric had a date. I am going back. I'm done with England. I did enough architecture, whatever he did. I'm going back. He went back. And then Dawn woke up one morning last year, and she decided, the top of the rock in New York City is no longer the job I want. I'm going to go home and do nothing, drive my car and go to the beach and eat. And so she's doing it. She's not looking for the memories she left as a young girl. She's not looking for the memories she was like a tomboy. She still is a tomboy. But she's not looking. She went back because she thought that was where she wanted to be. I have no interest in going back. I can visit, and that's it. I have to go to see, I have to explore. I have to go see something in the world somewhere. I have to go like I did when I went to Mont Blanc. I climbed and I did that. I have to go. So I'm not visiting the past to bring it into my future. I go to see it and I look at it. These guys, luckily for them, they chose to go that way. They do not expect things to be as it was when they were children. And many times we do. And we're bringing this harsh thing or this terrible childhood some people have had into their future, and they're blocking the past. They're not present. They're not seeing where they are. You're back to the thoughts of the past. This brings the past feelings, usually the sour, bad feelings. Sour. It's not even, I'm using a word that when it's not nice. It's sour, S-O-U-R. So when you go back to the past, and you relive a childhood of devastation or loss of, things that happen, or even a childhood of fun. I have some memories that are just unusual. But they're just memories, they're glimpses. I can tell you one I still feel the energy of that day. My dad finally got strawberries to grow in a tropical country on the top of the mountain. He put them in a leaf of a root food called dashin. And he drove down from the plantation, which is maybe about 20 minutes or 30 minutes of driving, to the house in the city. And I heard him calling my name. And he's walking through the house looking for me. I'm outside at the back, on the beach rather. And he has this leaf in his hand. And in there are 6 strawberries. And he brought it for me. Great memories. He stood there while I had them one by one by one. And he said, didn't you think of sharing? I said, well, you only called me. Anyway, that was me. So he was just joking because he always told me, you take what is yours and you just go, which is true. So anyway, that's a memory. I every now and again when I pass and I look at this picture, I smile. And there were lots of memories like that. But those people, I also have memories of the sternness, the Pharaoh-like qualities of my father, where he would discipline you to the point that you knew he meant it. He would discipline you because of what you're doing is not right. Like, I got a slap because I refused to teach, to serve a drunk in the bar. He said, you don't have to serve him, but do not insult him because he pays for your fancy education. That's what he said. So am I going to lean on that? No, but these are the lessons I can take so I can create a future of my choice. I do not have to relive them, good or bad. They are gone, they're past, they're finished. I have to create now, and to be aware, I have to stop where the sign says stop, attention, listen. And that's what we have to do. If we do not pause before we run into doing something, we lose that something. We lose those moments because we're not pausing. And we miss a smile. We miss an opportunity to see something that is amazing. Like, I get up at 4:15 and by 4:45, I'm standing outside and I'm looking at the sky, and every day, the sky that I see at that time is not the sky that is there later on. It doesn't even last very long. But I want to catch that energy. So I go and I just stand there. I stand for about 7 minutes and I listen to the birds, the wind, and I feel the energy. That's what I love to do. That's the present moment. So I train myself to stay in the present moment by doing this. Then I can sit for 5 minutes and just feel my breath and stay there. Now, the distraction of the birds and everything else matters not because I'm concentrating on the breath, but that took time. That took a lot of time. It didn't happen overnight. So when you are reaching for what you know you shouldn't eat, pause and just leave your hands where they are and see how you feel. And that is going to be difficult to do, challenging, because we're not accustomed to that. They say our body is the subconscious mind. It does not like change. Our body refuses to do things that it's uncomfortable for it. So the habit of doing this, if you change it to doing that, it's going to give you a little bit of pressure, like a child that is misbehaving. Our body tests us to see if we've got it, what we have in us. See, and it says, is this all you've got? So if that is the subconscious mind, it is a form of habit. So our past does not define us. We have to remember that no matter what type of past you had, you could have had the best past in the world with all of the wonderful things, but it still does not make your present that. And you could have the past that was the worst childhood ever, but it does not make the present that, unless we choose to make the present moment that by staying in the present moment and not looking at what's happening in the moment. So these are the kind of things we need to work on. Remembering that, hey, where I come from does not matter. It's where I am that makes the difference. Wherever you go, this is where you are. So if you go with using words that are defeating, words that are not impeccable to describe you or your life, that's where you will be. That's where you are, because you're making it happen in the moment. And we need to stop waiting for that and saying, well, nobody in my family went to university, so what's the point? Really? Or nobody in my family ever lost weight. They all, what's the point? Oh, my mother was this, had diabetes, my father had, really, it is hard. And I keep asking you to leave those people's bones alone. They're dead. Leave them, let their bones go. The angel is using it to make trumpets. So stop that. Because it was in the family, it doesn't have to be in you. Although there are good things in that family, why don't you draw on that then? Instead of drawing the negative, the oppressive, the lack, the frustration. Why? We must learn. And you know why I brought this up? It's because somebody asked me, what can I do? I only keep thinking of what happened, where I was born, how I was born. Really? Who cares where you were conceived? The point is you were given a chance. And the point of you being conceived, and it was as like a cousin said, my parents were having fun and I came along. They weren't looking for me. And it doesn't matter how you came along, you were here. And besides that, among those millions of other little people like you that was on their way to you implant themselves in your mother's uterus, it was you who won. You already came up on top. So why are you questioning whether they were having fun or whether it was intentional for you to be born today? And for your here though. And if along the way they did not do it the way you thought it should be done, what can you do about it now anyway? But you can change your feelings. And our brain and our thoughts is one little thing. And it needs feeling for it to happen. And it's when we put the feeling in it that the miracles open the door and say, here I am. Your wish is my command. Because you are feeling that you desire to have this. You're feeling that you desire to be this. And when you come across a bump, it is so that you can look to see how far you have come. Not to stop you from going. The bump in the road, the time you have been working for a year to pay off your credit card and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a bump in the road. The hurricane hit the family home in the Caribbean and they said, hey, we need money for the roof. Bump. But that does not define that you will never do it again and continue. You just got a bump. And instead of saying, what can I do? I'm lost. You have to do it. You must do it. So you do it. Does that mean you go back? No, the credit card is crazy. The minute you pull out a credit card, it likes it, even after you've not used it for a year. Have you noticed the moment you pull it out, it takes control? It tells you all what you didn't have for the past year. And guess what? Now let's get going. You sacrifice. So that is not how you should look at it. It's a bump. But then stop and say, well, you know what? I do have to send this. And I can use the credit card because no, it's able to give me the choice to help my family. And that's what you do. But instead, we look at the problem. It's not. You see how far you have come every time you hit a bump. Because you're not standing at the same spot. You're moving. And you're defining. And you're creating a new future, a new plan. You're making it better for you. As much as it is going to be difficult to push through, to hold on, when everything in you is saying to give up, the point is the ability to hold on. That's what matters. You hold on to that and you do not let it go. Good morning, Vern. How are you feeling today? Happy 4th of July. Today is the 5th, I know. But the point of it, our past does not define our future. So when you're doing your best, sister and chat, thanks. When you're doing your best and you get a bump in the road, do not look at the bump. Look at how far you have come. And that's what matters. Here I am. I have a bump. I maybe can skip over the bump. I can kick the bump. I can do David and Goliath type of thing with the bump. but I'm going to keep going. So the bump might be for speakers, people that teach like me, you get a soft throat. So of course, it's going to be challenging. But do you stop? Or you keep going and you remember it, but you keep pushing through. So all of our past is just what makes us stronger. Remember the bump? Because you saw where you were and you look at the bump and you say, I have to go. I have to continue. I must do this. Then the bump becomes a bump. But if in case you decide because of the bump, that is a sign that you have failed, then it's your future you're messing up with. So in order for us to push through, thanks Angelina, you have to make sure you look at that bump, that slip, that this, you didn't do it today. And say, okay, today is gone. It's gone. Yesterday is gone. Today I can go and do it. So you have to plan it and define. Make sure you define it. Make sure you find the cubicle for it. Make sure you know where you're going to put it. Make sure you know where you're going to sit. Plan to be better than what you came from, because that's what you desire. If you want to stay in it, then that's good too. It's a choice. When I talk of creating a fulfilled life, I never say a fulfilled life like me. Each of us have a vision and a vision of a fulfilled life. And as I said, I told you about my siblings, right? Norman's idea of a fulfilled life is living on the top of a mountain. You have to be a goat to climb the mountain. But that's where he wants to be. That's where he is with his wife. It works for them. For me, no. But that is his version of a fulfilled life. And he loves it. And for that, when he comes down from the mountain, it's a celebration. Because, hey, you're in town. Nice to see you. So that is his version. The other one's version is to do nothing. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Happy 4th of July to you, too. His thing was to just chill. Just chill at 3,500 feet above sea level. Just sit there and chill. So everybody has it. Eric wants to create what he wants to create. Dawn wants to drive to the beach every day and play music and eat whatever she wants. That's their life. Mine is different. Yours is different. So the most important thing is to define yourself. Realize you have to create this thing. You are not going to be defined by what you came from. You're going to be defined by who you are. No. Are you caring? Are you loving? Begin to teach the body to live in the moment, the desire you have. Make the body understand that. Tough, challenging. Make your body become familiar with gratitude, with possibilities. Let the body know about there are possibilities all the time. And I know, and the body will not respond, but anything you push on and you grab to, it will bend. It must bend. It's when you stop, it stops bending. And if you give your last breath, when you're dying, you can stay and I did my best. Instead of being among those that have never tried, you should be able to be proud to stand at the table with those that tried and failed, but at least they tried. They will never be standing with those timid souls that didn't want to take the possibility to change. I can't see you doing nothing. Just, oh no, that would be, can you imagine me? I don't know what I would do. It's a long story. We'll have to chat soon. Make your body become familiar with gratitude, with possibilities. How you think how you think and you act and you feel is what matters. Be aware. Pay attention to how you feel. That is another thing we lose. We are somewhere and you're feeling, you know fully well that smoke chokes you. But you go where there is the people smoking and you sit there and you believe I had to sit, well, it's family. Damn this thing, man. I can't breathe. I don't care who you are. I can't breathe. So why, they will feel, who cares? that they feel bad because you cannot stand the smoke. Don't tell this to me. You know, it was so hard. Well, then don't go back. And tell them why. And be free. But you come here and you have the smoke on you and you hate the smell, but you do it every year at Thanksgiving. Why? Just say, I cannot take the smoke. And of course, you'll be criticized because you're standing on your own 2 feet. And you have to stand up for yourself. So, be aware of how you feel and pay attention to what your body is telling you. The change is within, not outside. The change you have to make for you to live your version of your fulfilled life in your own vision is from inside, not from without, not from outside. We can change our mind, but the mind needs to be wide awake. We can change it, but we have to wake it up. If our mind is wide awake, we will move in that direction. If our mind is asleep, we will stay in the memories of the past, the defeating ones, even the nice ones. They can have a feeling, but they cannot be pulled back. They're not renewable. The good feelings are not renewable. So I don't know why we insist on making the sour, horrible feelings renewable. They're not. It's a choice. Wake up our minds, because our minds need to be awake so it changes. You can create your life now, right to the next action that you take, right to the next thing that you do today. A choice. We can create our own life, right to the next thing we do today. Have a great day. Hello, wonderful long week. I'm casually dressed. You know why? I'm going to deadhead 5,000 roses today. That's what I'm going to do. So how are you doing today? I haven't looked at your comments. Angelina gives me all these lovely things. With more, and Nancy came in. I can see you doing nothing. No, Yuko, you know I cannot do that. Great day, sister. Thanks. Nancy came in and Amma joined us. Rita, Loretta, Ronnie, Yuko, of course, and Angelina and Lisa and Glenn dropped by, and my nephew. It's been a wonderful morning. So let's see who is hanging till the bitter end. Nancy, Rita, Angelina, Lisa, Gavin, and somebody named Duncan. So is your name, and Lorna, is your name Duncan? Stacy Dime from Duncan. Oh, Stace. Okay, that must be your name. Hello. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. So, I didn't go back. So anyway, guys, have a great day. And I'll catch you guys at the other side. But so those of you that saw my beautiful, beautiful hydrangea, isn't it lovely? So I should show it. Arita, did you see it? Arita has to come to see these flowers, but we haven't. Look at it. It looks like a dress with little pearls in it. Can you see? The center. So the hydrangea this is different. They call it a showstopper. And it's so pretty. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful and amazing day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Somebody just dropped in. Who is this? Juliana. Thank you. I'll turn back in to hear your full message. Thanks, Juliana. See you later. Bye-bye.